You want this, don't you?
Yes.
Somehow, I'll return.
Unlimited power. There, Plagueis. Was that just a dream? Oh, guess I'm the Senate now. This is the Order 66 from StarForge Sabers. Yes, I know. You must buy Order 66. Why not? These aren't the right glasses. I don't play this character anymore. Maybe. Maybe one day. And it's a Neopixel. I've wanted this lightsaber for a long time. Ever since 2005. Can you believe Revenge of the Sith is 18 years old now? In my head, it came out in 2007. But the video game was very good. I have a lot of memories of playing that game instead of working. But, there are people that probably wanted it longer than me, because can you imagine watching the original trilogy, waiting to see the big bad finally in action, and then you have to wait all the way to Revenge of the Sith, and he's in 2 fight scenes at the end of the movie against Mace Windu and friends, and then against Yoda. I saw a funny edit that during the fight scene of Yoda and Palpatine, Mace Windu going, Samuel Jackson in a different character, kill that motherfucker! He killed all our friends! He looked like he was from, damn it, that spy movie that I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Anyway, it is a beautiful piece. It's a fingerprint magnet, but, looks, It's got 3 different tones to it. Let me give you just a full spin. And 2 of the metals I can't remember, the third one being Electrum. Why is that important? Because Electrum is a way to highlight your wealth, basically. It's a scarce resource, and especially not allowed for lightsabers. But let me give you a size comparison. Speaking of Sam Jackson, apparently he had BMF inscribed on his personal hilt, which is, of course, but I bring these 2 up because they're the only 2, at least of that era, to use Electrum. I think they used the same gold as well, whatever metal that was. But you can see there's gold, there's the absolutely reflective silver, and this lighter color. So you can't tell if it's like pink, rose, although there are some versions of this lightsaber from other companies that make it so dark it's like brown, which means it's a bit more accurate to how they looked in Star Wars Rebels when he fought Darth Maul in Savage. And that's totally an excuse to buy a second one. But I think this is more movie accurate. You've got 2 buttons up here. Well, I say 2 buttons, 2 lights. The green means go, red means join the dark side. And it's a Neopixel, so if you're unfamiliar, we're going to go through the differences between an RGB and a Neopixel throughout this video. Also make outdated Palpa memes. The first thing is instead of a box, you get a proper case. Like, this is legit solid metal and plastic case. Like, this is my carry case now. With a freaking numbered lock on it. And it contains this piece of foam. Oh, and a bunch of other stuff. And we'll get into that other stuff. So, it's got 3 compartments in which I keep my Mitsurugi. My Lego lightsaber. And the meme saber itself. It's got this stand, which I haven't put together. Let me know if you want to see me put it together. It's got instructions on how to change the code, which is hilarious. In English, Japanese, other languages. I have multiple instruction manuals in here because I don't feel like getting rid of them. All my bags of Allen keys. Of course, this one came with another small Allen key. Why does he keep losing his keys? Seriously. But it comes with this proper bastard of a hex tool, which I'm always going to refer to as an Allen key. Multiple packets of silica gel that I should not eat. I should throw them away. This, which allows you to plug the micro SD from the lightsaber into your computer if you want to add more sounds, things, and a charge cord. Blade. Here's the blade. Are they still working on that movie? I know there's a writer's strike that's supposedly coming to an end soon. But, like, are they going to keep working on that movie after that? Because last I heard, they couldn't get a proper script for it. I'm going to put the Lego away. Don't want to get that back. Smack. I don't plan to change the code for this thing because I'm never going to put it down where I will need to change the code. And if I do change the code, I'm honestly just going to forget. And then it'll be impossible to get into my lightsaber case. So. Put this to the side. And compare blades. Wesley Snipe is probably better, but we don't know. So, biggest thing you might notice, Xenopixel blade, bit thinner than RGB. And that's because, while the RGB is hollow, the Xenopixel has rings of LED lights all throughout there. And that means it is much brighter all the way through the blade than an RGB is. And also, not recommended for heavy dueling. I have to mention that. You could break the LEDs inside. Frankly, I'm never going to duel with this thing. It can handle medium, light dueling, probably, just like what I do with a certain Pikachu. Very lame dueling. But besides that, nothing stronger. And I don't know if all Xenopixel blades are thinner or if it's just because of the opening that it necessitated that. But that means I'll just have to get more Xenopixel to find out. Also, comes with a blade plug, not a butt plug. Makes me wonder if Glade would ever make butt plugins. Thank you, Mock the Week. I missed you. Also, it prevents you from Luke Skywalkering yourself if you ever want to look at it. So, Just want to show you the inside because there are pins instead of a flashlight, and you can unscrew this top. So there's much less light actually emitting from the hilt itself and much more light coming from the blade. But the blade hitting the pins is what sets the light off. We'll see that. From what I understand, it would not be a good idea to insert the blade and then twist. You might break the pins. You really don't want to do that. So let's turn it on and get to the bread and butter.
Power on.
Here.
Power on.
Slightly different, same voice, but let me turn them down a bit.
Volume low. Volume low.
The green button is actually a button. I really like that because it doesn't mean there's a random unnecessary button on the front to ruin the movie accuracy. I don't like it because it doesn't light any light through to indicate that the lightsaber's on. You just kind of have to guess. And the default setting, or at least the one I have it set to, is called Moonfield, which, as you'll hear by the sound, is essentially the Sailor Moon sound effects, because companies do sell a Sailor Moon themed lightsaber. And just to show you, it's a clear blade. I still wouldn't recommend what I just did, but it's not going to blind you as much. You can kind of see. Keep the blade plug in. So there are a lot of the same sounds as the RGB, but there are also new sounds along with new activations and new blades. Those are the main differences. Like the styles of blade you can have and the way it ignites. So let's put in a blade. And I'm going to use this one sound font to demonstrate all that, and then we'll get into the sound fonts that are brand new. Let's do this quickly. Another thing I've already mentioned with the brightness, but I want to emphasize, if you've ever seen or played with the Force effects or even RGB, you will notice that they get dimmer when closer to natural light or even a light bulb. Not the case with the Xenopixel. It's so damn bright with the blade in. Like, I could stick it right up to my lamp over there and it will lose nothing. It will get a bit duller when in natural light, obviously, but here we go. I want to show that activation again. There we go. Do you want to see it with the light off? Alright. Let's show you with the light off. God damn, is that bright? Let's light comparison. Yeah. It's losing its light just by being next to something so bright. Like, let's do another comparison to Mace Windu. You can't even see that. It doesn't even look like it turned on. You can barely see it. Like, it's so bright. I bet I could leave the room, turn the lights on, you wouldn't even notice. So, obviously we can mute it, or turn it back on. Mute.
Volume high. Volume low.
Let's go through the different blade styles. So, hold it for 2.
Unstable.
I feel like I need a seizure warning here, epileptic warning, for how much this blade is flickering. One, 2.
Rainbow blade.
You ready for inarguably one of the best blade effects you've ever seen? Rainbow. Look at that constant moving. I beat myself to the punch. I had a whole thing lined up about the songs, but yeah, there are songs in this. Different songs. It doesn't even sound like Star Wars music. Thankfully, it's not the Ewok music again, but it sounds like, I don't know, knockoff Sailor Moon music. I don't know, generic club music maybe? I just want to show the rainbow again. Up close. Another blade effect.
Candy blade.
This is the one I'm going to keep it on. It's almost the same, but it's candy. And it looks delicious. It's going like, I don't know how well it comes across, but it's going blue, pink, yellow, and white. So, and it does, it manages to light up the button, sort of. Another one. 1, 2.
Cracked blade.
So it's cracking in random spots. It's really hard to see with just the white blade. You'll be able to see it on other ones.
Pulse.
Pulse is kind of standard. We've seen that before. Yep, just pulsing. 1, 2.
Flash blade.
Nope, that's the real epileptic warning. Is no, I hate this one. I generally hate this one. It's painful to look at. 1, 2.
Fire blade.
This one's cool. A blade that's on fire. This blade is on fire. 2.
Steady.
And back to normal. And now, if you hold it 3 times, you can change the ignition. 1, 2, 3.
Broken ignition.
I should say 3 times 3 seconds. One, 2, 3.
Photon ignition.
Fire the photon ray! Ray, fire the photon! Classic joke. 1, 2, 3.
Stack ignition.
That's odd that it starts at the top and goes down. I want to see that again. And I have tried to remove the tip. It does look like it's probably glued in there. There's a seam line, but I really don't want to risk it. I've tried my hardest, and I don't think it's a good idea. 1, 2, 3.
Warp ignition.
Warp Sector 7. Or something. I haven't watched a lot of Star Trek. Okay, we have to look at that from the tip. One, 2, 3.
Phaser ignition.
Damn it, I don't have a phaser on me. Maybe I need to get one. Let's do it from back here so you have an easier chance to see. I'm using my lightsaber to shoot the Borg. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Sometimes it doesn't.
Unstable.
That was okay. 1, 2. Nope, that was 1.
Volume high. Volume low.
2, 3.
Rainbow blade.
Nope.
Candy blade.
Whatever. I'll leave it on candy. Nah. Oh my god.
Volume high.
It's really hard to figure out how long it's been without the light kind of indicating to me how long it's been.
Cracked blade.
Oh, that's...
Volume low. Scavenger ignition.
Scavenger ignition. Okay, there we go. There's another one. Hold on. I wanted to show you up close. Did you catch that? Let's do it again. I did that unintentionally, intentionally. Yeah. If you can't tell, it flashes green at first to represent Luke Skywalker. Because he barely uses green lightsaber in the movie, so the blade barely goes green. Yeah.
Hunter ignition.
Hunter ignition. I don't know who that's from, but the hunters, the inquisitors. I don't know. Weren't they? They're not called hunters, but nah, never mind. I don't think. Let's do that again, just in case you missed it. And I can. Nope. That's. I like that sound. Two, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Standard mode.
Now we're back to standard. All right. Now I'm going to use the app to go through the sounds very quickly, and we'll find the ones that are different and the ones that are the same.
App connected.
I find with this saber, and maybe it might be common with NeoPixels with the Bluetooth speaker being inside, Bluetooth connection. If you're too far away, it disconnects really easily. So you have to kind of keep it close. Let's go fonts. Let's go backwards.
Whispers of Power.
Which is a sort of very dull yellow. Might not come across as yellow on screen. But my best guess is Whispers of Power might be Lord of the Rings. The One Ring whispers in your ear that you want to keep it and it grants you power. That's the closest I got to anything.
The Teacher.
The Teacher. That's probably Yoda. Because there's no one in here for Grandmaster, but the one for the one that I thought was hold on, we'll find it.
The Second.
The second Knights is not. Oh, there's a better look at a broken ignition or not a cracked blade, where it's sort of flashing white in random spots. I imagine one of the Inquisitors is like the second brother or something.
The Learner.
The Learner. I don't think it's Obi-Wan. It could be like Episode 1 Obi-Wan, even though we already have a different Obi-Wan in here. That very low hum is cool. Oh, another thing. A lot of the flash-on flashes are red instead of white. And it actually makes the blade flash purple for a second. It goes red, purple, and then back to blue.
The Dark Lord Revisited.
So this is Darth Vader's again. But they took out the voice clips for some reason. What's the point of the Darth Vader revisiting it if they don't have the voice clips? And you can see this one flashes white in random spots. So I'm not a fan of that font. Never going to use it.
The Champion.
Mace Windu. Let's look. Yeah, they're essentially the same color. The same shade of purple. So the champion is Mace Windu.
Serenity.
It's a light blue. It could be medieval themed. It could be... It's definitely not Star Wars. I think in a different font, Serenity makes a proper, like, just sound, metal, ching. So, I don't know.
Serenity.
What?
The Champion. Serenity. Idol.
That's a sword, sort of. An even lighter pale blue. I don't know what the heck Idol is. Sounds like it could be a fantasy name. I first thought it was Lord of the Rings again, but something other fantasy, I don't know, Game of Thrones.
Idol. Serenity.
And it disconnected from the app. Hold on, let's get it back. Unless it doesn't want to. And we're at half an hour, but it's...
App connected.
What did you connect to? You connected to my box. I know what you did. Yeah, connected to Mitsurugi. That's awkward. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna close the app. My saber turned off.
Power on.
It turned itself off even though it was at 64%.
App connected.
Excuse you.
Volume low.
Where were you in fonts?
The dark look. Serenity. Idle. Hatred.
Darth Maul, but hate the rainbow, taste the rainbow. Complain about the rainbow. I have so many jokes about this one. I could do a top 10 video of just jokes based on this. Let me know if you want to see that, because I'm totally going to do that. But it's probably Darth Maul.
Dark Ages.
Dark Age is definitely a sword. Especially with the ting. Yep, there's that sound. In the white blade, yep.
Cyber Terror.
The theory is it could be Grievous's Magna Guards. That's the only thing we could come up with. Because it's a purple blade, and I don't know anybody else who could be Cyber Terror. And the electricity pulsing from the Magna Guard's staff was kind of purple. It does kind of sound like there's electricity in it. Yeah. I still don't know why it does the second deactivation, but it's just hilarious. So I even more believe that it'd be the his Magna Guards.
Codex of Light.
Don't know what the Codex of Light is. White. That is an interesting sound. That my webcam is probably not catching properly. That doesn't even sound like a sword. That sounds like you're underwater. No. Anyway, next.
The Count.
Yes. Count Doo-Doo. In fact, this one has voice clips. Recorded straight from the movie. Attack of the Clones. Come on.
Brave of you, boy.
Yep. Brave of you, boy. Let's see if there are 3 of them. Let me see if I can find them.
Brave of you, boy.
Nope, keeps wanting to repeat the same one.
Master Kenobi, you disappoint me. Yoda holds you in such high esteem.
From Christopher Lee himself. As I couldn't remember his last name all of a sudden. But, let's... Master Kenobi and...
Brave of you, boy.
Nope.
Surely you can do better.
There you go. Surely you can do better. But at some point, I'm probably going to add more clips from him, because you can.
Bounty.
Bounty. Could be just a bounty hunter. I don't know, besides Boba Fett, who's actually wielded a lightsaber as a bounty hunter. Maybe it's not Star Wars related at all, but it's, again, a white blade. It's interesting. That did sound like a blaster. Yeah, that sounds more like a blaster than a lightsaber. Interesting. Redeemed. That is Revan. And it's pulsing. The only person who's no, it's not Miro from AEW. No, he's the Redeemer. He's not redeemed.
Bounty. Redeemed.
We're getting to the end.
The Senate.
Of course, they had to. It's his lightsaber. They couldn't. They couldn't do it without his own sound font. And I think this one also has red flash on because you can't see it. But I am totally going to put just Palpa memes at some point. Don't know when.
Wraith.
I'm a bit hesitant to actually touch the micro SD card in this, but at some point. Wraith.
The Senate. Redeemed. The Senate. Wraith.
Is yellow. It's not Rey.
Truly lost.
Don't. It's a Sith, and you can see the lava effect coursing through. It's red, so I don't know who's truly lost. Could be Anakin when he got like in all the hypotheticals where he has a red lightsaber but without his armor. Segue to the fact that I still haven't watched Ahsoka yet, but I'm recording this instead.
The Butcher. Truly lost. The Butcher.
Very light purple. I don't know who in Star Wars would be considered the Butcher. Wow, is that actually hard to see how purple it is? Does not come across. Definitely looks more blue, maybe. In person, it's definitely purple. Definitely light purple.
The Princess.
Leia. Although, as been mentioned to me, her lightsaber wasn't a different shade of blue in the movie. In the one training session with Luke, we got to see it in. But I imagine the official Force effects probably is the regular shade of blue, the deeper blue. I like the lighter blue.
Fallen Apprentice Magenta.
Fallen Apprentice. Jedi Fallen Order.
The Princess. Fallen Apprentice Magenta.
Still haven't played the second game. Don't feel like buying it. At some point I probably will. I don't know. I'd rather spend money on stuff like this than video games.
The Dark Lord Order.
Here's the proper Dark Lord that with the Vader sound effects. The breathing from James Earl Jones. Or no. I know he did the... They dubbed over with his voice. I don't know if he did the breathing. Probably did. Yep, the classic sounds like Anakin's on the surgery table.
Such hatred.
There you go.
The Master.
The Master. That's who I thought it was Yoda, but according to somebody who actually makes and sells these, it's Qui-Gon Jinn. So that makes me think the teacher is probably Yoda. Even though, in my mind, Yoda's sound effect would be labeled Grandmaster. Standard, we've seen that one.
The Third Hunter.
Third Hunter. Yep.
The Sun.
Luke. Pew!
The Sun. The Dark Empress.
Dark Ray. I put the lava effect because I like it. And I don't have to turn them off in between changes. It'll change properly. It's just really hard to hear the voice over the blade.
The Dark Empress. The Protector.
Obi-Wan. Old Ben. Which makes me still question who the learner is.
Wanderer.
Wanderer, we've... Lava effect in purple.
The Knight.
Kylo Ren. And this video's gone on too long.
The Assassin.
Could be Savage, could be Asajj, Ventress, Savage, Oppress, somebody.
The Dark Sword.
Yep. Good old Mandalorian.
New Horizon.
This one's Rey, as you... Scavenger Ignition, New Horizons. Rey was supposed to be the New Horizon after the ninth movie, after the Rise of Skywalker. She'll be back at some point, from what we understand. So, yep. And that sound effect definitely sounds like her rotating the piece of metal on her saber hilt.
The Chosen.
Anakin. So, that's all the sounds and everything that's different. I'm not going to give you a blade test on the punching bag. I really don't feel like putting this blade under that amount of stress. But I feel like you've been wondering how you would actually charge this thing.
Power off.
As the other thing turns off. So, there are two screws right under here. And if you just unscrew them, hold on. There we go. Also, I paid 500 for this. 500 American. No. Actually, 500 Canadian. I paid about 550 Canadian. So it's quite a higher price than, say, an RGB saber, but I think it comes with enough extra features and changes that was honestly the cheapest I could find a Neopixel for Palpatine. And I really didn't want to go RGB because I'm like, it's Palpatine. His lightsaber is designed to be a trinket and say F you to the Jedi. So I spent a little bit extra money. And now I've unscrewed this. And slides out of there with no trouble whatsoever. Smack. I said, there we go. I really don't want to lose that. I really. All right. It can still activate when out, but this is what the internal Neopixel look like. You have the SD slot right there, the battery right there, and the charger port right there. So, and there are the plugs. And now it's just a hollow. Actually, I would say you could keep sliding the blade through, but since the blade is screwed to this, you just have a kind of hollow piece of aluminum. Or aluminium, if you're wrong. So, you can still press the button. It's still. But that's it for this. Thank you for watching. I know this was longer, but there was a bit more stuff to go over. And overall, I'm really happy I bought this lightsaber. It still baffles me that I actually own this sometimes. Like, I look at it and I'm like, I can't actually believe I own this. But I checked off one of the lightsabers on my list. That was on my list for a very long time. Mostly because the official Hasbro Force Effects one sucks. If you've ever seen it, I saw a review of it, and it's like it's too big and bulky. The sounds are limited, and just the speaker was overall not very good. So I waited for the perfect opportunity to get a version of it that I would be happy with. So I absolutely recommend this one from StarForge Sabers. I will post a link in the description. It's actually kind of hard to find it on their website because it's not really listed, which feels like it should be some shady business, but like I found it through like their advertising. Like they advertised it on like Facebook when I'm staring at lightsabers, so I did second guess whether I was actually buying it from them or not until it showed up. But no, I love Palpatine's lightsaber. And I love the big FU to the Jedi. And yeah, it's thin enough that I don't know if you could keep it in a sleeve, but it kind of looks like you could just. And if he's not doing that with the Force, how is he keeping up his sleeve as he's standing? He's got to be using the Force. It just feels wrong giving it a blue blade. Hold on.
Moonfield.
That's not how I want to end this.
Whispers of Power. The Teacher. The Second. The Learner. The Cyber Terror. Truly fallen apprentice, the dark, the master, the third hunt, the sun, the dark emp, the protect, wanderer, the knight, the assassin, the third hunter, the dark lord, or fallen the princess, the butcher, truly lost, wraith, the senate.
There we go. So you can hold it in two hands, but he much more used it as a one-handed, which you can do, and do that one scene where he randomly puts his hand at the back of it. So thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. But for my next lightsaber purchase, I already know what it's going to be. Alas, poor Kenobi. I knew him well. May the Force be with you. Keep it weird. Bye.